this is Multimedia. My name is Naman Patil and I'm going to be teaching your lesson today. Today's lesson is going to be about dividing decimals by 10, 100, or 1000. Today's objective is going to be to learn how to divide decimals by 10, 100, and 1000. Okay, so first let's start off with the word divide that I underlined. So divide or division is like this, is this symbol. Okay, you should know what division means, or divide. And decimals are parts of a whole, okay, or are parts of a whole, so less than 1. So maybe like 1.2, 1 and 2/10. That's a part of a whole. So this would be a whole, and then if you add this at the end here, the decimal would be part of a whole, okay? And then we know what the number 10, 100, and 1000 is, right? So let's get started. First off, I have 6 problems on this page, and each of them is divided by 10, 100, and 1000, or 1000. Okay, so let's start. So here we have 8/10 divided by 10. So first let's get something straight which will make these problems easier. Okay, so I'm just going to write a random fraction. Okay, so say 0.7, and this one is divided by, if it's divided by 10, then the decimal moves by 10. So you don't move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. The decimal moves to either the right or the left by the powers of 10, or by counting, by the powers of 10. So 10, 100, 1000, like that, 10,000, and so on, right? So if it's divided by 10, then it moves back or moves to the right once, because 10 to the power of 1 is 10. So then the decimal point would come here, which will make this 0.7 to 7.0, right? And then the same thing if we had divided by, say, 100. So the decimal point would move to the right 10, then 100. So then we could add a 0 in this little like dip here, and then put the decimal point right here, and then add a 0 at the end. But remember that 0 doesn't mean anything, so this answer is 70. Okay, so when it's multiplication, though, which we're not going to talk about in this video, it moves to the left. When it's division, it moves to the right, the decimal point. Okay? Or sorry, my bad. It moves to the right, left. So here, let me show you guys what I meant. I did this wrong. Okay, let me show you what I meant. So 0.7 divided by 10, it would go 10 or once, the decimal point would move once to the left. Okay, each time the decimal point moves, it's either 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, and so on, right? Because it moves by the powers of 10. So let's keep that in mind, and let's do these problems. So we have 0.8 divided by 10. So since it's 10, the decimal point just moves once here. Now it's 0.08. So we have 0.08 as our first answer. Okay, so for our next problem, we have 0 and 2/10 divided by 10. So since it's 10, really you have to move the decimal point once to the left. Okay, so it becomes 0.02, yeah. So 0.02, or 0 and 2/100. Now we have 0 and 5/10 divided by 100. 10 only had to be moved once, but since 100 is 10 to the power of 2, we'll have to move the decimal point twice to the left. So 1 is twice. Okay, so we add another 0 here, and then the decimal point comes over here, because every dip there should be a 0. And then we have 0. So 0.005. 0 and 5 thousandths. Okay, next we have 0 and 4/10 divided by 100. Since it's 100, the decimal point moves twice. So 1, 2. Let's add a little 0 in the dip, and then let's put that decimal point right there. And then that's our answer. 0 and 0, 0, 4. 0 and 4 thousandths. Next we have 0.6 divided by 1,000. So for the 100 we moved twice. For the 10 we moved once. Now we have 1,000. 1,000 is 10 to the power of 3. So then the decimal point moves 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's put 2 more zeros there. Let's put the decimal point. Now we have 0.1, 3 zeros and a 6. So 0 and 6 10,000ths. Okay. Next we have another 0 and 9/10 divided by 1,000. Remember, if it's 1,000, the decimal point moves 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Decimal points right here. Let's add 2 zeros here. Okay, so now we have an answer of 0.0009. Perfect. Okay, so let me just show you a quick trick here. So we have a 0.6 to start off with, right? And then divided by 1,000. Look how many zeros 1,000 has. It has 3 zeros. So all you have to do is catch these zeros in a net, take them and put them right in front of the 6 and in front or after the decimal point. So you could just add those zeros. So it's 0.6 right now. So I'm going to just give some space here and write down 6. So this is 0.6, but then you can catch these zeros and just put them right here. And then 0.0006. 3 zeros right here. And that's the same answer as we got using the decimal point by moving the decimal point, right? So that's another trick that you can use. So now let's do some more. Now we have some bigger decimals, okay, that we're going to use. Still, we're going to do the same decimal point moving method, right? So we have 0 and 25 hundredths divided by 10. So 10, the decimal point only moves once. So we can just move that there. Again, 10 has 1 0, so we can just add 0 and then add that 1 0 from 10 and then write down 25. Next we have 0 and 81 hundredths divided by 10. 10 has 1 0, so all we have to do is write 81 here. Leave a space for that 1 0, 0.81, and then 0.081. 81, right? So see how easy that is? And we can even check our answer like this. So 10 makes the decimal point move only once. So it's 0.081, 0.081. Fairly simple there, right? So now we have 0 and 63 hundredths divided by 100. So 100 has 2 zeros. So all we have to do is write 0 point and then add those 2 zeros from the 100 and then write down 63. Next we have 0 and 42 hundredths divided by 100. So again we have 2 zeros here, and we can do, because of that 2 zeros, we can add 2 zeros after the 0 point. Add 2 zeros here. Oops. Here, let me write that 0 a bit neater. Okay. Oops. Let me just get that. Yeah. 0, and let's write down 42. See? Now we have 0 and 36 hundredths divided by 1,000. So again, let's do that zeros thingy, the catching the zeros. And let's just write down 0 point here, and I'll just go ahead and write 0 point because we're not going to have a whole number here. So 0 point, and then let's add those 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. And then let's add 36. For this last one, I'm going to write down, or I'm going to move the decimals just to show you that both work. Okay? So now we have 1,000. So all I have to do is count the amount of zeros. So 1, 2, 3. So the decimal point moves 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So add 2 more zeros there, and the decimal point. So 0.1, 2, 3 zeros, and 4. We don't have to write 40 because that 0 has no value to it here. Okay? So that was how you could do these problems. Since now you guys know, I think it's time that you guys did some problems by yourself. Okay, so pause the video now and work these problems out by yourself. And remember to keep your answers ready, because we're going to be doing some scoring at the end. Well, I'll see you after you guys have done your problems. Okay, so you guys should be back by now with all of your 6 answers, because now we're going to start working these problems out. So first we have 0 and 8/10 divided by 100. So we can either carry or catch the zeros, or we can move the decimal point. I like using the catching the zeros method because I find it a lot faster than moving the decimal point. So just going to go ahead and write 0 point, and then 2 zeros from the 100 here, and let's add that 8. Looks like that 8 is a bit too far. Yeah, so right there. So 0.008. Next we have 0 and 54 hundredths divided by 1000. Let me just catch those zeros. 0 point, and then those 3 zeros from the 1000, 2, 3, and then 54. There we go. Next we have 0.72 divided by 10. Let me just catch that 0. Okay. And then let's add the 72. 72. Next I have 0.9 divided by 10. Let me just catch that 0 again. A point, and then let's put that 0 down and add the 9. Next we have 0 and 32 hundredths divided by 1000. So let's catch the zeros again. So let's move these here. So 0 point, and then 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay, just that's 3 zeros there. Okay. Now here, let me just write it up here. So 1, 2, 3 zeros and 32. Right? 0 point. There. So just forget about that one. Just forget about this here. This is the answer up here. Okay. Next we have 0 and 12 hundredths divided by 100. So this one I'm going to move the decimal point. Okay. So we can count how many zeros or how many to the power of 10 this is. So this is 10 to the power of 2. So we can just move it once and twice. So we add a 0 here because of this dip. And then the point. So we get an answer of 0.00 and 1, 2. So let me just erase all of these lines and extra work that we have done here, so you guys can easily see the answer. Okay, so these are the answers for these 6 problems. So now you guys can go ahead and score yourself and see how many you got right and how many you got wrong. If you got all of them right, great job. Still, remember to keep working. If you got some of them right, still, good job. Remember to keep working. And if you got none of them right, still, no problem. You're still doing really good. Remember to keep working and you'll get that all 6 out of 6, okay? So, now that we have concluded the video with all of these problems, there's 3 more steps that you guys can complete. Those 3 steps are, first one is to like this video. The second step is to share this video to everyone you know. And the third step is, remember to hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, hit that bell icon too. Let me try drawing a bell. It's more like a top hat or a hat or whatever. So just hit that bell icon. You know what? Just ring that bell icon, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye.